Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Hutch here, and we're on Module 2-6, coming to a close soon here. This is all about commission and fees, so let's talk about some of this new vocabulary. Your objective is to continue using proportional relationships to find these missing parts in our situations. You've done really, really well with this so far. Let's just stick with the system and follow the tips that I give you, and you'll do fantastic. All right. So there's 4 ways that people are typically paid. I pay you with fake money. That's one way. But basically, people are paid hourly. Okay. So, for example, someone might be paid $15 per hour, so they actually clock in and clock out. So that's the one way. You might be a salary person. So I'm paid salary. So from August to June is when I get paid, and I get a certain salary for that many months. And so actually September to June. And so I get paid for just those months, and then that's it. I don't get paid over the summer. And so other people, though, they get a salary for a whole year. Okay. So they are just paid a certain amount, like $45,000 per year, but usually they divide it up amongst every like 2 weeks. So you don't just not get paid until the end of the year. But that's how that works. You might get paid commission only. So this could be someone who maybe is like a car salesman or woman, and you just get paid for selling the cars. And if you don't sell the cars, you don't make any money. So they're paid a percent of what they sell, which is a pretty hard gig. More common, people are paid salary plus commission in that situation. So they get a small salary, like a base salary, and then they get a percent of the amount they sell. This is sort of true to like waiters or waitresses. Sometimes they get paid a small salary, and then they get the tips based on how many tables they serve, that kind of thing. So anyway, some employees such as realtors, car salesmen, stockbrokers, they get paid a percent of the amount they sell, and that's what's called a commission. So if we say they're getting a commission, that means they're getting a certain percent off of what they sold. If you pay commission to a person, you're paying a fee. Okay, so a fee is a payment for both services. It can be a set amount or a percent. So with like selling a house, a realtor will earn 5% commission if he or she sells your home. Okay. So if they sell a house for $140,000, then you can find what 5% of that is, and that money amount is their commission. Okay. So we can let C be the variable we use for commission. Okay. So let's just set up what this would look like. So the amount of commission, price of the house. So let's set up our proportion like we normally would. We know this side's always out of 100. The percent is 5%. Okay. And written like this is a percent like that. That's why we can write it like that without swooping. The price of the house, that's our OG, right, is the 140,000. And then the amount of commission would be C. Okay, and so that's how we would set it up, and then you can do your normal solving the proportion, and away you go. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and do the check here together, and I know that's technically example 1, but I think we have a lot of examples here, and you sort of know what you're doing with this anyway. It's not really too much new. So Nathan sells jewelry and earns a commission. So that's the percent commission on every piece. What is that? Look at all those little dots there. That's weird. It's like tons of random dots. Was I like tapping or something? That's so odd. How much commission would he earn on a bracelet that's sold for $220? And so this is sort of like our OG. That's like our whole amount. I understand that it says sold but our situation is different now. The 220 is what he's getting commission on. So we're calculating what is 9.75% of the 220. Okay, so let's set up your proportion just like we normally would. Blank equals blank, and then set it up how you would. 100 on the bottom, 9.75 on top. Oh, it's like being funky, huh? It's like dots everywhere. 9.75. And then our OG, or our whole, is 220. And then we have our C as our commission on top. How can we solve this? Well, there's a couple ways, but I'm just going to stick with our very comfortable method of our cross multiplying, so you get really good at that. And then we can go ahead and multiply this out here. So we have 9.75 times 220, and we have 2,145. How do we get C by itself? Divide 100 to both sides, cross that out. Let's go ahead and write our commission equals, as money, swoop, swoop, $21.45. And there we go. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So that's as simple as it is. So I think you could probably pull off the rest of this on your own, but we'll go ahead through together anyway. All right, he needs to earn $1,200 each month to cover his living expenses, and he earns 8% commission on everything he sells. So some little twists here. What is the minimum amount? What is the minimum amount he needs to sell in order to earn $1,200? Okay, and so this one you have to understand what's going on here. So let's slow down and think about it a little bit. Okay. I know for sure this percentage here is 8%. Okay. So let's start to set this up to help us think about it, because one thing I notice is it's asking something a little bit different. It says he needs to earn 1,200 commission. So either way, we always know the 100 goes here. Okay. We know that the 8% goes there. For this one, though, they're actually saying that he earns 8%, and we want that 8% to be 1,200. It's the amount he needs to earn from his commission. So that's the one little twist with this one, is the amount he needs to sell in order to earn that. So if we say that 8% is that, we actually want to know, well, what is the sort of OG whole amount that he would need to sell in order to get that 1,200 or 8%. Okay, and so let's go ahead and run this out. We have our 8W equals times 100 is going to be swoop, swoop. Okay, so write down your digits, 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, and so how do we get W by itself? Divide 8 on both sides, and we get let's see what we should call this. What's the minimum amount he needs to sell? So he needs to sell how much? So this 120,000 divided by 8. So he needs to sell $15,000, okay, in order to make 1,200 a month in commission. Okay, and so there's how you would solve that one. So example 2, those ones are where we know what the 8% is, and we're figuring out what he needed to originally sell in order to get that. Okay, and so there's that one. Okay, all right. Q wanted to earn at least $945 this month in commission. What is the minimum amount he needs to sell if he earns a 5.25 commission? So understand what they're saying. He earns a 5.25 commission, and he needs that to be $9.45. Okay. And actually, I want to go back to that other one and answer that a little bit better, because it says what's the minimum amount he needs to sell. So we want to be a little bit specific with this. He needs to sell at least, or you could say at minimum, $15,000. So that's really the best answer. So we want to be careful and make sure we're doing that for assignments and tests and things like that. All right, so now let's hop into this. We know he at least wants $945 this month. So that's not going to be our whole. That's actually the commission that he needs. Okay, so I'm going to mark that with a C. Obviously, we have our percent here, so let's go ahead and set up our work. So here's our proportion. We always know it's out of 100. That's easy. I know that my commission is 5.25. And what is that 5.25% commission? Well, the commission is $945. Okay. And I don't know the OG, that original whole. Okay. So let's do our means extremes to solve for W. Okay. We'll do the W first. So we have 5.25W equals, times 100 is 2 swoops to the right, and we have 94500. Okay. All right, how do we isolate the variable? Divide both sides by 5.25, just like normal. Cross that out because that's what makes one whole. Okay. And what is the minimum amount he needs to sell if he earns that commission? Okay, well, for him to earn $945 commission, okay, he needs to sell at least, and we got to figure that out. So, what does he need to sell? Let's do the division. 94,500 divided by 5.25, and we have he needs to sell at least $18,000. So let's go ahead and write that. He needs to sell at least, because it says minimum, $18,000, and circle our answer. All right, let's see what example 3 is now. So example 1, okay, let's go ahead and mark this as example 1. Example 1 was just figuring out the commission. Example 2 was we knew the commissioned amount. We didn't know the original that he needed to sell. And let's see what example 3 is. Sabrina bought some paper supplies from an online retailer. The retailer charges a shipping fee or 8% of the total purchase, whichever is greater. Okay, so we can see what we're doing here. We have a flat charge, or what's called a fee. Okay, so that's what this is, or 8% fee, right? Whichever is greater. They're giving us the total purchase. How much shipping will she pay? Okay, so instead of commission, we have the word fee. Okay, basically it's that amount that we're adding on at the end or getting at the end, whatever, but it's not our OG. Our OG whole is right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this up. We know it's out of 100. We know that we need to calculate an 8% charge. We know the original fee is $85.50. And so this is going to be a fee. So let's use F. So it's an 8% fee. So let's cross multiply. And we have 100F equals whatever 8 times 85.50 is, which is 684. And then let's isolate the variable, divide both sides by 100. Okay, and we get a fee of swoop, $6.84. Okay, all right, so It says Sabrina bought some paper supplies. The retailer charges $6.95 or 8%, whichever is greater. Okay. So what shipping is she going to have to pay? Is she going to have to pay the flat fee of $6.95 or the 8%? Okay, which is greater? That retail charge is greater. Okay, so how much shipping will she pay? She will pay $6.95 shipping because that's greater than the 8%. Okay. They're doing that because if you have something that's like super crazy heavy, it would cost a lot to ship. So they're charging 8% of things that are going to be more than $6.95. All right, let's go ahead and try this out. If you want to pause and try it and then check, you can, or you can just do it with me. Ticket for a concert are sold online. One company charges 4% of the ticket price. Another charges that flat fee. You want to buy, the ticket you want to buy is $60.50. So that's our OG, that's our whole. If you buy the tickets online, which is the better deal or lesser fee? Okay, so let's find what 4% of the ticket price is. So we have blank whoa, geez. What's that nonsense? We have blank equals blank. We know it's out of 100. We know it's 4%. We know the OG whole is $60.50. So let's find out what that 4% fee would be. Okay, and if it's a better deal than paying $2.50. Okay, so let's cross multiply, and here we go. What's this equation? 100F equals 60 times 4, so 240 something. So let's see, 60, 50 times 4, $242. Okay, isolate your variable, divide both sides by 100. Okay, and so we have a fee of, swoop, swoop, $2.42. Okay, all right, so which is the better deal? The 4% fee or the $2.50 fee? Which is the lesser? The lesser is the 4% fee. And there we go. There's our answer. Always answering the question. All right, let's go ahead and apply. We know these are like double, triple, quadruple steps, so let's see what's going on here. I believe in you. You can figure it out. I'm saying that to myself too, hoping I can figure it out. David is starting a new job in sales. He can choose to earn only a 10% commission or earn a monthly base salary of $1,500 with a 3% commission. Only on sales over $7,500 though. Okay. Which pay method would earn him more money if on average he gets $16,000 each month? Okay. So we have to sort of play this out. And my favorite way to do this is to really like just pretend it's me. Okay. So I just earned $16,000. Okay. So this is sort of my OG, and that's my whole. Okay. So that's my sales typically is $16,000. So option one is to just earn 10% commission on those sales. Okay. So that's my very first thing is just finding 10%. Okay. So this is the 10% category here, 10% on my sales. So if I sell $16,000, let's set this up. What would my, what do we want to call it? My commission, we'll use our C for commission. What would my commission be? Okay. So I have 100C equals, times 10 is 1 swoop, right? Okay. 1,600,000. Okay. Divided by 100, divided by 100, and we have a commission of, swoop, swoop, 1,600. Okay. So I could just earn $1,600 with this 10% commission deal. Okay, so that's option one. Option two is I automatically get $1,500, okay, every month, even if I don't sell anything. But I also get this 3% commission on sales over $7,500. Okay, and so if I earn 3% on sales over $7,500, which pay method would earn more money? Okay, so I'm earning $16,000 each month. So I guess for this one, my only confusion is that means if it's 7,500 or less, I'm not earning any commission. If it's more than that, though, I get commission. So the only thing that we have to interpret a little bit here is, well, is it going to be 16,000 minus 7,500? Okay, and I get 3% commission on that, or because I sold over 7,500, do I automatically get the 3% on the 16,000? So that's something like, even for me, I have to like stop here and think what makes sense with that. So let's just pick something together with this. I think that would be a good question if you were the person applying for this job, to ask what that means for that company. Okay, so let's pause and think about this for a second. Okay, you think about what you would do too. Do you think it's the 1,600 minus 7,500, or do you think it is because you sold over 7,500, you get 3% on whatever that total amount is? Okay, so let's just think for a second. All right, I'm going to go with, because businesses are tricky like this, I'm going to assume that you don't get commission on anything 7,500 or less. Okay, but anything beyond that, you start to earn commission. So I'm going to go with the, if I sold 16,000, the amount over that is 8,500. Okay, so I'm going to go with that as the original whole that I get to earn commission on, just because I think businesses can be annoying like that. So let's go ahead and do this deal. This is my 1,500 plus 3% deal. Okay, so we have blank equals blank. Okay, and we know that we're earning 3%. Okay, on this 8,500, which is the amount above, beyond the 7,500. Okay, and so what is my commission on that? Let's go ahead and do cross multiplying. And that, like, pausing for me to do, I know that's sort of like odd for a teacher to do, but I want you to understand, like, that's completely normal if you come across a problem like that, to sort of slow down and pause yourself and like really think, what do you think that means and how should you interpret that? Like, it's okay to not know right away and to pause yourself and try to make the best decision and be able to rationalize that with someone and explain why you chose that. Okay, and I think if a teacher asked me why did I choose that, I would be able to tell them what my thinking was. Okay, and so my commission on this one, sorry I didn't really talk through that, we've done that like a million times, is $255. But remember that I get this $1,500 salary. Okay, so we can add the $1,500 to that as well. Okay, and so we end up with $1,500 plus the $255, and we really end up with this earnings of $1,755. So if that's the case, which deal is better? The flat 10% commission or this $1,500 with a 3% commission? Well, this is definitely the way to go. So which pay method would earn him more? The $1,500 salary, wow, with lots of lines, plus 3% commission on greater than 7,500 would earn him the most. Okay, and there's my official answer. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and check the homework. Okay, so this is your 2-6 practice homework. You can see we have example 1, example 2, a second example 2 randomly, and then example 3, and 2 apply problems. Okay, they're going to have us compare situations like we just did on our notes. So let's go ahead and do some of these together. Okay, so Mrs. Hollern works in a jewelry store and earns 8.5 commission. Okay, so there's your percent. How much commission would she earn for selling a necklace that costs $4,600? So notice it says how much commission. That means I don't know the C. Okay, but I do know the original sell price. So let's go ahead and set up your proportion here. So we have out of 100, we know it's 8.5. We know the original price is $4,600. So what would the commission be? C. Let's cross multiply to find out. So 100C equals whatever that is, 8.5 times 4,600, and we have 39,100. Let's go ahead and isolate the variable, dividing 100 on both sides, and we get a commission of, swoop, swoop, $391. Okay, and so there we go. Okay, all right, next one. So we know that's the style of example 1. It's going to be the same for number 2. All right, question 3, example 2. Chase wants to earn at least $900 in commission. So this is our commission. They just told you this. Okay, he wants that in commission. What's the minimum amount he needs to sell? Meaning, what's the original amount he needs to sell? So I don't know my original, my OG, in order to earn the $900. If he earns 3.3% commission on everything. So set up everything that you are confident with. Always confident with my 100. I know he's doing a 3.3% commission. I know the commission this time. I just don't know the original whole. So let's go ahead and do our means extremes. Variable first, 3.3W equals times 100, swoop, swoop. So we have 9 and 4 zeros. Okay, and then let's isolate the variable, divide 3.3 to both sides. Okay, and we get, let's answer the question. What is the minimum amount he needs to sell? Well, here I'll just label it as W for right now. Okay, 90,000 divided by 3.3 is $27,272.73 because of the rounding. Okay, so in order to earn $900, he has to sell at least. So he has to sell at least $27,272.73. Okay, in order to earn $900 in commission. Okay, all right. Here's another example 2, the same idea. Let's go ahead and do this one too. So he needs to earn $3,000 a month. That's his commission, the amount he wants to earn each time. How much does he need to sell? That means I don't know my OG, original amount, if he earns 15% commission. So we can set up the same thing. So just a good another practice problem here. We know the commission is 15%. And what is the commission he wants to earn each month? He wants to earn $3,000. And so we don't know our original whole, but we can do cross multiplying to figure that out. Okay, so we have 15W equals 2 swoops to the right because it's multiplying by 100. So we have 3 with 5 zeros. Okay, and then let's go ahead and divide by 15, divide by 15. Okay, and write our official answer. Okay, so W equals, let's calculate it here, 300,000 divided by 15. Just be careful with your calculator. Make sure you're punching everything in correctly. So he needs to earn at least $20,000. Let's go ahead and write that. Oh, excuse me. And it's she. She needs to earn at least $20,000. Okay, and there we go. All right. Number 7 here you have is example 3. And so again, the example 3, remember, is just comparing the flat fee to a percentage fee. So example 3 is all about a fee comparison, really. Okay. All right. So ready? If we sell a smartphone for $115, which is the better deal? Which is the lesser fee? Okay. And so let's go ahead to the percent one. Okay. And set this up. So we know it's out of 100. We're wondering about the 11% fee. Our OG sale price is 115, and so we're wondering what is that 11%. So in these ones, we actually want to know what 11% is. That's not why we're not doing that like complementary percentage. All right, so let's figure out the fee. So let's use F for this one. Means and streams, cross multiply. We got 100F equals whatever 115 times 11 is, which is 1,265. Divide both sides by 100, and we get a fee of, nice division here, $12.65. So the nice thing is you don't have a second calculation to do. Which is the better fee? It's the flat fee, right? It's only $12. So we just write the flat, I tried to cover up those blue dots, fee is the lesser fee. Okay, done. That's not too bad. I like those ones. All right, here's the little bit of a pain ones, right? So I'll do 9, you do 10, and we'll see what we come up with here. Okay, so Addison is considering 2 sales jobs. The job offers are shown in the table. Okay, she estimates her total monthly sales will average about $18,000. Okay, so this is her sales. That's her like whole original amount of sales. Which job should Addison take if she wants to earn more money each month? How much more will she earn? Figures, of course. They have to ask us the comparison amount of how much more. So we have 2 things there. All right, so let's start comparing. Let's start off with job 1, which is just her getting a flat 24% of her sales. So let's find out what is 24% of the 18,000. Okay, so set up our proportion equation, and we know it's out of that. What was it? 24%. What is 24% of the original 18,000? And so here we go. Notice I said of too. Remember this bottom part is of. If you look at, no, I don't have it on here, but we talked about that in our GimKit too. So when you hear me using that language, that sort of makes sense, right? So 24% of 1,800 is what amount of commission? Let's go ahead and cross multiply and figure it out. So we have 100C equals 18,000 times 24, 432,000. Isolate your variable, divide both sides by 100, cross it out, and we have a commission of, swoop, 4,320. So 4,320 commission. Okay. So that's pretty good. So that's her what she would earn in that situation. So let's do job 2. Job 2, she gets a salary with a commission of 12.25% on anything over 14,500. Okay, so like we did in the notes, they're only giving her that commission on things over 14,500. Okay, so let's do 18,000 minus 14,500. And that extra beyond there is what she's getting commission on. So it's really just 3,500. Okay, so for her, I'm just going to make a note on that. That's her sort of sales amount that she's able to earn commission on. So let's go ahead and figure out what her commission is for that. So it's still out of 100%. The percentage of commission she's earning is 12.25%. Okay. And what is the amount she's earning that on? So it's 12.2% of what? Of 3,500. And so let's find out what her commission is. So C is going up there. Cross multiply, and here we go. We got 100C equals, and of course I know what this multiplication is without doing a calculator. It's so easy. It's just 42,875. Duh. All right, and then let's go ahead and isolate your variable. Divide both sides by 100. All right, and so my commission on this one, swoop, swoop, is $428. Oops, I got to get my money symbol there. And 75 cents. Look at my dots everywhere. It's like a New Year's Eve party. Jeez, confetti. All right, so there's my commission is $428. But remember, I get a salary, right? A salary of $4,000 plus that commission. So let's add our salary of the $4,000 and what is our total earnings. So let's see. Obviously, we have $4,428.75. Ooh, that's a big 5. That's special. All right. So $4,428. That is not more than my other deal. So I would take job 1. Okay, for sure. So let's find a spot to write this. Which job should she take? So she should take job 1. Okay. How much more will she earn? Okay. She will earn, and let's do the subtraction. So I'm just going to show it like this. Subtraction. Find out how much more. So bigger number, 4,320, minus the smaller number, 4,428. No, I don't remember what that was, 75. Oops, I just said do the bigger number and I did the small one. 4,428.75. You can tell it's late and I'm talking and messing up. All right, so she will earn $108.75. I can't leave that one. That's way too messy. 75 cents more. Okay. And there's my answer. I got to make sure that stands out because I got a lot of stuff going on there. Okay. That's actually not too bad, really. Okay. You just need to remember to do that subtraction to find out the percent earnings on everything over whatever amount they say. All right, so number 10, let's just look at it because you're doing it on your own, but you know these are a lot of pieces here. So Frank and his brother, this shows each of these separate people's earnings, basically their monthly salaries. So in 1 week, they both have sales of 9,500. So that's their original whole sales. Who earned more money that week and how much more. So it's exactly the same that we just did in problem 9. Daniel obviously has a certain situation of just getting 15%. Frank, though, he's going to get 18% on anything over 4,000. So remember right away, you need to take your 9,500 and subtract the 4,000 to find out what his amount of sales is, because you're taking that 18% of that. Okay, and then don't forget to add on his just random weekly salary. Figure out who earned more and how much more that person. Is it Daniel or is it Frank? And then you just have those 2, 4, and 6 to do as well. Okay. All right. If you need help with any of that, please let me know. You know, I'm always happy to help you out.